Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I hope you're feeling good wherever you are. It's the Mary Moo Show, and I'm Mary Moo. I'm here every single Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on Ruach Radio DAB. And for those of you who listen to me in different places and spaces, it's good to have you back with me whilst I have a chit-chat, whilst we talk, whilst we discuss. Do you know what, guys? We are nearly on 50 shows. We've nearly done it together. You know, you're listening with me, joining me with conversations. We've nearly done 50 shows, guys. We've nearly done 50 shows. So this will be the 48th. So I've got like 2 more to go. And I've got something planned really nice for the 50th show. So stick around for that. Listen and be part of the excitement. But today we're going to kind of scale things back and keep things nice and chilled because we've got quite a good topic to discuss. Quite a good one that I'm looking forward to. So we've got that to come up. So I want to keep the vibe nice and chilled. So this sort of set list is going to work, whether it's in the afternoon. And I know it's cold, but for those of you who are in different countries and the sun's shining, a good vibe. For those of you who are in parts of the world where I'm in, where, you know, the sun shines, but we don't feel it. It's daytime, but this vibe is a good vibe in the air. This is good for you, or even in the evenings, and you know, like right now, that it's all nice and chilled, and the lights on, the candles flickering. This is the good vibe. We're going to keep things nice and chilled. We've got some great music coming up. Steady has just been dropping some great stuff. You know the artist Steady, so we've got 2 of her tracks to play, and a brand new spanking one, and Lee Varsi, we've got Lee Varsi to come up. We have some great new artists I haven't played on here before, but I just love this stuff. Isaiah Metters, we've got here Good News by Venesty, Toby A, Ajar, who I love. We've got so much. We're going to go through this track list and we're going to have a chit chat. So let's kick things off like I like to do, and I'm going to come back and chill. So what are we kicking things off with? Well, Toby A, Broken Hearts, and he's featured on this track, Luke, November and Adair. This is a great track, so we're going to listen to that one, and following on from that, we're going to listen to Can't Get Enough by Jar. So, let's go. This is Toby A, Broken Hearts, and I'll see you after this.
Down on my knees, my Lord, I come. I know that it's only you that can fill up my heart, so Lord, I come. You take broken hearts and make them new. Only you, only you, only you, only you, only you, only you. You take broken hearts and make them new. You're the one that helped me forgive my father. Ay, holding on to pain just made life harder. Ay, it wasn't easy when it beat me down, but today I look him in the eyes and say I love you. It's all 'cause you changed my heart, yeah. You if I would've needed from the start. It's you, only you, that can truly heal my broken heart. Oh, oh. Down on my knees, my Lord, I come. I know that it's only you that can fill up my heart. So, Lord, I come. You take broken hearts and make them new. And make them new.
It can only be you, who never put any idol in front of you. Wanna believe you daily, rest in your presence and learn a whole load of lessons. Seeing me through much harder than adolescence. When I had a broken heart, I prayed through the pain, pulled down my imaginations. No need for their validations. I'm saved. You give me your own anchor when things blow. Peace you gave me loads. I learned how to trust your name. You hit all my groans, tears in your bottle. You're the friend that I wanna lean on for the rest of my days.
Down on my knees, my Lord, I come. I know
Mary Moo Show on Ruach Radio.
I'm freaking out about the way you love me, even when I do you wrong. I know that you're always thinking of me, gotta put it in a song. Your love is perfect, I have nothing to fear. You give me security, yeah. You're so loyal that I never have to wonder. You give me all that I need. I can't get enough of your love. 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 Nothing seems to captivate me quite like you do. You can have my full devotion. I'm committed to you. You're the mystery revealed, undoubted. Feels so good I have to sing about it. I'm so happy that you hold me close. I don't ever wanna let you go. I can't go a day without your love. Yeah, I won't give up on it, 'cause I need a touch from you. Hey, yeah. Ooh, you gave me a new song, and I'll sing it all day long. I need you, I need you. Hey, yeah. I can't get yeah. And I won't. Thank you, Jesus. You're lifting me up, and I can't get enough.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mary Moo Show. My name is Mary Moo, and if you've just tuned in, we were listening to some great music with the promise of more on the way. Like, we've got Steady, we've got Lee Varsity, we've got quite a few really great tracks to drop. But you've just been listening to Toby A, Broken Hearts featuring Luke November and Adia. Great track. And we also followed things up with Can't Get Enough with Ajar. What a vibe. That girl and her voice and her whole kind of, it's almost like a 90s, modern 90s vibe. 90s R&B vibe. Did you get that feeling? Yeah, so do I. Okay, so we've got more to come. So what are we talking about today? If you were listening to the previous shows, we've been talking about what it felt like, or what it feels like to be chosen, to win something, to be picked from the crowd, and to win something. And I talked about some examples where, I've been on the radio show, because I love radio. I've been on a radio show and had the opportunity to win a vast amount of money, and also worked in campaigns where we've given quite a lot of money out for some various promotions and things, and it's been fun. And I talked about what it feels like to actually win when you don't expect it, and that whole feeling is something I know that's so special when God does something for us, when we feel undeserving of something. For some people, it could just be purely salvation, or just getting to know God who He is. So when He does something that kind of singles you out even more, that you think, well, you actually do care about the details of my life and this situation and this issue. And we talked about, actually, God takes things a lot further. He actually really knows the details, even if it's something like a sickness or something. He understands the sickness. He understands us. He understands what He can do. And His whole goal and aim is for us to live really abundant and full lives. So we're talking about that. And then as it would go, it was nice to actually experience a couple of days later after putting the show out, experience something good happen in my life. And it reminded me of what we talked about, the whole winning something and feeling almost undeserving of it, and what it feels like to be like, wow, God, thank you for doing this. Thank you for bringing me through this. This is such a miracle. And then it made me think about something. I don't know about you, but I love to watch. Okay, my TV, when I do watch TV, it's always on the following channels. It's always on like any sort of home renovation channel, Food Network. Oh, that's it. Oh yeah, or on Judge Judy, something like that. It's always on those. If I ever put the TV on, it just rolls. Food Network, Home Network, I believe it is, and the one with Judge Judy on there. But on the Home Network, there is this show called My Lottery Dream Home. I don't know if you've watched it. Watch it, guys. It's quite funny. It's about these people who've won the lottery, and they contact the show host on the show, and they're like, help me find a home. Help me use the money I've spent to go and find a home. And that got me thinking and got me searching. I don't know about you, when you watch something, you think, oh, I'm going to do a bit of digging. I'm going to do a bit of digging more about this, what it's like for people when they actually do win like humongous amounts of money and what, blah, blah, blah. And I went online, as you do, and then there's this whole thing about what people do when they win the lottery, and how a majority of people go broke. You must have heard about this. A majority of people go broke once they've won the lottery. So there they are winning millions and squillions of pounds, but the majority of them lose it and literally squander it. And this one documentary was on there. People were just saying it's the worst thing that's ever happened. There was some murders, guys. There was some murders, all sorts of things. People just go crazy. And it's funny because you think that's someone's, dream for most people, to come into a lot of wealth or to make a lot of wealth, or to, some people, they dream these things. And it's just so baffling to me that how can you win all this money and then you're on a Channel 4 documentary talking about how it's been the worst thing, it's broken up your family, it's this and that. And a lot of people obviously had something to say, and they talked about actually the first thing you should do when you do win the lottery is not to buy a home, is find a way to sustain the wealth. And not many people think like that. They go and buy these grand homes, and then they forget that actually you're going to have to pay for it. And because the bills go sky high, you actually, it's a pot of money that's forever going down. They haven't put it in a place where it can accumulate great interest. They don't know what to do. So it just goes. It literally just drains out and goes as a bottomless pit, just drains. They don't know how to manage, don't know how to save. And that's what happens. Kind of understandable. Not everybody's taken sort of business classes or entrepreneurship skills lessons or what have you. Not everybody's done that. So that can make sense, but it's a bit weird, but whatever. But I think the thing that really kind of concerned me was, I'm old enough now to have followed a couple of people through their lives, from the various social media channels we've had, from Facebook to Instagram to TikTok. But you follow them through their journey, their career journey. I'm talking about probably like celebrities, high profile figures. And you've seen some of them actually have struggles, issues and things like that. And then eventually you see that they'll get what they want. Not all of them, but some of them. So for example, I follow quite a lot of women who inspire me, or I just like for whatever reason. And some of them have had challenges with fertility. So there's been like two particular that I've seen. Some of them have had challenges with fertility. They've been blessed after many years, some of them, with a child, and you see the fullness that blessing brings to their life and how they change. But unfortunately, there has been some that have actually concerned me, and I've actually sat there scratching my head thinking, God, how can this be? How can I follow this journey and intimately know that you've wanted this so badly? You've cried for this, you've prayed for this, you've bared your soul and shared your feelings even to strangers like myself about wanting this. And then when you get what you want, the videos they post or the interviews they have are so just concerning. I'll tell you why they're concerning. One of them in particular said, and I am just telling you what she said, and I know for some listeners you might think like, huh? Because I kind of felt that way, but there's a bigger thing to it. So one of the ladies I follow, she mentioned that, on social media, some of the ladies make it look easy having a child. They make it look like this, make it look like that. But when she eventually had her child, she just kind of almost went for a phrase when she resented the child, because actually social media didn't capture the challenging parts of motherhood. Like, she was comparing herself to social media images and letting that inform how she should feel or be. And she actually said that she realised that it wasn't kind of a hunky-dory situation, that there were late nights and there was challenges, and she felt deceived by social media. And like I said, when you hear something like that, you think, come on, you're all mature now. You cannot let social media inform the way you think. Like, you must know that it must be a bit challenging, and you must know that it is like that. And we think that, but in reality, this actually does happen. Another lady that I knew, she was just, it seemed like the worst decision for, I think, after how many years, maybe you begin to wonder, should she have had this child, or should they have this? And you people who've got homes and then they're complaining. I mean, some of you might have seen the meme that's going around where there's the guy who's saying, the job I prayed for, when he eventually was praying for the job, versus him at the job and his hair looks a mess. He's an absolute mess. And there's all these memes about praying for something versus actually getting it. And we might laugh, like I laughed at a lot of them, because it does look funny. Did you make them funny? Did they make them funny? Did they make us laugh? But the reality is, I'm like, oh, hang on a minute. I cannot get to a point where I cry for something, pray for something, get the breakthrough, and then mess it up, or not have a true picture of what it is, or know how to handle it. So, people start mishandling things, or some people get just too excited. It just is the opposite way. So it's not even like they regret, or the reality of regret is they actually mess it up. Like one of the lottery winning families, all sorts of affairs and all sorts of things happening, and overspending and just showing off and all this sort of stuff. The one of them is obviously bankrupt at the moment and trying to sell this house and all the stuff that they're buying, and it made them a horrible person. That's what people have said. And even they said it changed the dynamics of their family. It changed them. It really changed them. It was awful. It was really awful. And it made me think, and I don't know about you, as you're listening to me, have you seen these memes? Has this thought ever come across your mind about, what you pray for versus what you get and what it's like? Have you been in a situation where you've been holding someone's hand and praying for something, and you get it, and you're like, God, what on earth? Why are we here? What? Almost wondering, why did we pray about this? And you think, I have to get this house, and the house is all crumbling down, all issues and stuff like that. This whole dynamic situation of what we want versus when we get it. We're going to talk about it some more. So let's switch to some music whilst you have a think, and we're going to come back. So what we're going to listen to now, I did tell you we've got some great music and some great things we need to listen to coming up. And I think it's only fair to kick off with this great track by Claudia Saki. It's called Marathon. Guys, be prepared for this one. Claudia Saki, Marathon. And then we'll listen to No Stress by Zaya Metters. Again, brace yourself. This is Claudia Saki and Marathon.
Running out of breath like I just ran in my marathon. Only you can calm the storm. The way my eyes are crying, it's not crying anymore. Only you can stop the flow. As my eyes get lost in the white on the ceiling, the lies from this voice I never thought I'd believe would say I wouldn't let it deceive me. It's hard not to wanna go with the feeling. I dance around it in the thick of my bed, drag the blinds are down. I won't see another day, sinking in my sheets. I let them take me instead. It's okay, it's okay, okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, okay, it's okay. I survived all the things I thought I wouldn't when I wanted to. Only reason I'm singing is 'cause you held me tight. You're the God who heard David's cries, and now you do mine. Only reason I'm singing is because it's okay not to be okay. Didn't wanna stay despite what they said. Only reason I'm singing is 'cause you held my hand. You're the God who heard David's cries. You're the God who heard David's cries. You're the God who heard David's cries, and now you do mine.
The Mary Moo Show on Ruach Radio.
So blessed, like wipe me down, I'm so fresh. Work hard and I pray hard and no stress. No matter how hard it get, Lord, you make it easier. You help me focus as long as I know my purpose. I ain't worried about it, ain't worried about it, 'cause I know He got it. I know He got it, so I ain't worried about it, ain't worried about it, 'cause I know He got it. I know He got it. I got faith in everything you do for me. They gon' call it crazy how you working miracles, but it wouldn't be haunting if I ain't tell it truthfully. Gotta tell them just in case they didn't know. I remember them times when I was down bad, when all I had was down to my last. You came in and changed all that, when all I had to do was pray and let nothing get in my way. And I ain't worried about nothing, 'cause I'm so blessed, like wipe me down, I'm so fresh. Work hard and I pray hard and no stress. No matter how hard it get, Lord, you make it easier. You help me focus as long as I know my purpose. I ain't worried about it, ain't worried about it, 'cause I know He got it. I know He got it, so I ain't worried about it, ain't worried about it, 'cause I know He got it. I know He got it.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Mary Moo Show. My name is Mary Moo. For those of you who are just tuning in, you've been listening to Claudia Saki and Marathon. I told you to brace yourself for that one. And No Stress by Isaiah Metters. Again, I told you to brace yourself for that one. It's a good vibe, isn't it? What we've been talking about today, we've been talking about what you pray for versus what life is like when you actually get it. My name is Mary Moo, by the way. I'm here every single Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on Ruach Radio. And for those of you who listen to me on all the different platforms, you're welcome. I said in the beginning, we're on the road to 50 shows. We're on the road to 50 shows. It's going to be good. We've got 2 more after this, and I've got something quite cool that's planned. Well, I think it's cool. I think it's cool. So we'll see what life's like when we get there. But anyway, yeah, let's crack on with the discussion. So we've been talking about what it feels like to pray for something and then get it. And this whole last 2 weeks, I've been experiencing this whole thing of actually supporting people in prayer to get something and realizing what life is like, and me myself getting something, and you've all these emotions that we'll be talking about this last couple of shows. And the meme that I came across, for those of you just tuning in, I talked about a meme about this guy who said the first half of the meme, the first split of the picture was him praying for a job and excited to go in, and when he was actually in the job, it looked a mess. And I started talking about actually real serious issues, people I've followed, people I've witnessed, and discussions that are going on online about the reality of some of these things, the reality of what it's like to be blessed, blessed, and people are shouting, yeah, thank God, praise God, you've got this, and then the problems and that stuff. And I was asking everybody, have you ever come across that, or what are your thoughts on that? I wonder what your thoughts are. Please let me know somehow. Message me, you know how it's like, and tell me what your thoughts are on this. So let's continue the discussion. It can be quite discouraging to think when somebody tells you there's this one this one meme. If I can play it, I will insert it. If not, I'll just tell you what it's about. It's this guy that I follow. He did like a meme about talking to people, because he's trying to get married, and talking to people who've been married. Some people, not all. And the way they describe it, it was so funny. He was talking about, basically he did a skit where they're like, oh, it's the worst thing, or every day is a struggle, we argue all the time, and blah, 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 and just the bad stuff. And I remember, actually, when my sister got married, people were telling her the first year is the hardest, and the blah, 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 and all this, really putting people off. And people can be like that. And I'm not ignorant of reality of things. I'm not ignorant. Because, like I said, there were some people who blame social media for the way they feel like that, for people not actually sharing the truth and reality of things. I think my discussion is actually deeper than that. It's actually the true feelings then. Let's be real. What it is like to get into a miracle, especially when you read things that the blessings of God adds no sorrow to it, and there people are in deep, deep sorrow. But I remember something. And I think this is why I wanted to kind of talk about this. I still worked for one situation. I remember when I was at uni, I worked, I don't know if you remember this shop called Mother Care, where people want to put baby stuff. But anyway, I worked for Mother Care. And it was great. I love my team that I worked there. And there was this same discussion, funny enough, popped up. So this is happening in, life, not just in the churches and on gospel radios. There's just a general chat about these kind of things. So these people were talking with customers. If you ever work in a shop, if you've ever worked in retail, when a discussion breaks out and everyone's involved going, yeah, and it's a great chit chat, and your manager can't really tell you off because the customers are involved. So it kind of just allows the conversation to go on. So they're talking about the reality of this marriage stuff, and women are saying, my husband gets my nerves, he's this and he's that, and it's difficult, blah, 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 and just talking about how terrible it is. And I think for me, because I grew up in a home where my parents really got on, they still have a great marriage today, I think I was at that point in life and I was realising that actually it's just not everywhere. It's not a norm, sadly, it's not like a normal kind of thing. And there are people, obviously, unfortunately, in really challenging situations. So I remember I was just, me there, just, I think last year of uni, wherever I was, so I must have probably been like 21, 22. So I'm there standing, listening to all these women talking about the challenges of this and the challenge of how bad it is, how you're just going to get on, and how they don't really like them men touching them, and all sorts of crazy stories. I remember I'm just kind of looking a bit bewildered, thinking, oh my word. And then there was one, I walked away, I walked to the side, and I started sort of putting things on the rack, just feeling a bit like discouraged, I think deflated, or just kind of, I don't even know what I felt like, oh my word. And they're all saying it. So it's not like as if it's just one person, they're all saying it. But I didn't really think about this other lady who I worked with. She kind of, I don't know if she, maybe saw me, or I don't know. I just kind of walked to the side, and my facial expressions were, I think, what made her say something. She went to me, Mary, she goes, I stepped away because I don't share the same experiences as them. I actually really don't. And she said, I'm just telling you because I think I'm one of the lucky ones. She goes, I still have butterflies when I see my husband now. We've been married, I think it was over 20 years, come to 30 years. She goes, I still do, and I've learned, and she was whispering, she goes, I've learned in my life that this is actually quite rare, and we both are really into each other like the beginning, but probably even more as we've gotten older. I don't know what it's like, but we just have butterflies. I still have butterflies myself. When I see him, he still blows my mind in such a amazing way. And there's this lady who I see her at work. She just looks really pleasant and normal and quiet, and an older mature lady. And she just said that to me. And I remember I asked her, I said, do you still get butterflies now? She goes, yeah. She goes, I don't tell experience. I don't want to make them feel bad. That's why I'm not saying anything. And later I'll tell you two things. So later I realised something, that I was reading a book called The Millionaire Wives Club. This lady called Sigourney Weaver, she went around different countries and interviewing married couples. And her conclusion after going to, I don't know how many, quite a few countries around the world, about this book. And she said that she found out that, because what she did was she asked people on her Facebook page, show me these kind of couples like I've just talked about who have a genuine love and relationship. I want to interview them, but you have to recommend somebody you know. And she concluded that those people that everyone recognized, people knew them. People knew, oh yeah, they have a great relationship, but they, for some reason, they were just kind of to themselves. They they weren't out there everywhere on social media posting up relationships and stuff. They're just a bit more quiet about it, but everybody knew about them. So she went and visited them wherever the world that they were. It was really, really cool. And she talked, and they shared the same sentiment as what this lady was telling me. And funny enough, because you know I'm on the socials, the whole studies are coming out about actual studies. Even Heart Radio posted it, that sometimes the happier couples are the ones who don't talk much. I don't know. They don't share much on social media. I don't know why. They just tend not to. Do what you will with that information. But anyway, back to that situation. All those years ago, like when I was like 22, when I heard that lady thing, I remember saying it in my prayers. I remember just saying, God, please, like I would love, I wouldn't get married to somebody who I get butterflies and I feel that same way with. And my friends all knew about this prayer. They would always tease me and say, especially my cousin knew about it because Mary wants butterflies still and stuff like that. And I knew what it meant. And, it's something, it's just really helped guide me in that sort of area. But it's been brilliant. But I said all that to say that I don't know why there's some people out there who are discouraging people and the people out there who are not talking as well. So there's this discouraging people telling them, yeah, it's all rubbish, it's all bad, it's all tough, don't come here, blah, 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 blah. And they're the ones who know all and not saying anything to encourage people. What's going on here? What's going on? We're going to chat some more. Let's play some music and I'll come back and I'll tell you actually what I learned when I actually asked this question out loud, because I was like, you know how I'm like, I'm going to ask questions. So let's flip to some music and then we'll be right back. So I did say Steady's been brilliant. And she's got a new track we're going to play later on. So we'll kick off with actually a track from Steady that I love. We're going to play Steady Not Alone. These two ladies we're going to play my faves. Here we go, guys. We're going to play Steady Not Alone. And then we're going to go to Lee Vasi, Teach Me. And then you know why I play that track. So this is Steady Not Alone. I'll see you after this.
Lions and cobras don't stand a chance, so I know that I'm not alone. Nothing can stop your unchanging hand, so I know that I'm not alone. The angels, they lift me at your command, so my feet, they don't strike a stone. Under your wings I'll hide until the end of time, never alone. You hold my hand and it never ends. I know that where I am is not where I began. You know my heart and you think about me often. If I'm not enough, my God is. Amen. Lions and cobras don't stand a chance, so I know that I'm not alone. Nothing can stop your unchanging hand, so I know that I'm not alone. The angels, they lift me at your command, so my feet, they don't strike a stone. Under your wings I will hide until the end of time. Be strong and courageous. Don't look at the people's faces. My God is good, He don't forsake us. I am living proof to say this. Be strong and courageous. Don't look at the people's faces. My God is good, He won't forsake it. Lions and cobras don't stand a chance. Nothing can stop your unchanging hand. The Mary Moo Show on Ruach Radio.
Lord, I know I'm not perfect, neither is this man that you sent me. And I don't wanna hurt him, so right now could you just speak through me? Cause I don't wanna say something I don't mean. I don't wanna make this worse than it has to be. But right now we don't understand each other. I just need for you to come and cover us. Teach me how to understand this man. I don't want my pride to ruin what you learn. Teach me how to understand this man. I don't want my pride to ruin what you plan. Teach me to understand. I'll never be perfect, and I know this man you may loves me. So if there's work to do, I'm willing to humble myself to find your clarity. Cause I don't wanna say something I don't mean. I don't wanna make this worse than it has to be. But right now we don't understand each other. I just need for you to come and cover us. Teach me how to understand this man. I don't want my pride to ruin what you learn. Teach me how to understand this man. I don't want my pride to ruin what you plan. Teach me to understand.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Mary Moo Show. For those of you who are just tuning in, you've been listening to Steady Not Alone and Lee Varsi Teach Me. Isn't that a track and a half? Isn't that a track? God, teach me, help me. Help me. You can tell why I was excited to get to this section. My name's Mary, by the way, guys, and I'm here every single Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. on Ruach Radio, having discussions and occasionally bringing people on, but just generally having a vibe, listening to music and just talking about topical things that I learned from that I think I want to share with you guys. Ha! So today we've been talking about what it's like to actually get something that you want or get an answer to a prayer, and what it's like, the reality of living in that and being in that. And I talked about real situations, things that I've come across, interviews and people I've followed, blah, 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 who have prayed for something. You've watched them cry and pray for something, and then they get it. And it's like, you start wondering, should they have got it in the first place? Or we looked at cases where people actually got it and messed it up completely. Not because they were just or not aware or ignorant of certain things, the reality of things. Some people blame social media for people not sharing the truth, whatever it is. But some people actually mess it up. And if you're looking like biblical stuff, there are quite a few people who've, become king. Let's not name names, become king and start being really awful in abusing power. Hint, I'm not mentioning any names. Some people become king and then they start, having affairs and killing off the person so they can be with their wives. All sorts of different things happening. Or people just literally messing up and not treating God's position properly and losing their place. Let's not mention any names. We know what we're talking about. People just get rising into power and just, I don't know why they're always doing these things, just abusing power or just not knowing what to do about certain things. And I said to myself, look, we can blame the people who are getting it right and not sharing. Maybe that's how they have these great marriages and great everything, because they're not out here, just out here in the world. But we do need to learn things, isn't it? We do need to learn. Hence why I dragged my mum on one of the shows one time to talk about, marriage and stuff like that, and my parents, because I've learned so much from them. So, it's only right. But I do agree. I do think that's, the people who are making it and handling a family right and being able to I'm not talking about these gurus that are popping up they've been married for 5 days and then they're telling everybody what to do, and I'm talking about the ones who've successfully done things and successfully raised kids and successfully made businesses, because we all know especially in the field, I mean, there's so many people out here telling people how to run businesses and things, and they've never run one in their lives. All the case studies they use are just kind of, you can do it, and motivational thing, not actually based on case studies, based on actual real things. And I've been blessed to attend, Harvard Business School, which people will look at as an internationally known, recognized, great institute to learn business and things from. And I get why they're successful in the way they teach things, because they use case studies. So a lot of the things we had to study were people who had been successful. We had to look at them, examine certain things, how they handled businesses, how they handled things, and they were used as case studies and books to read. That's what was taught. Or they went a step further, and people who taught or delivered some of the learning modules and things were people who were already currently in the field, succeeding in what they were doing. So they were brought in to teach how they did it. That's why even Harvard one time brought in Kim Kardashian to teach about marketing and business things, because that's their model. That's what they will do. What my experience is, they will make you review case studies, or they bring you in the person who's actually done it. So there's none of this kind of business that we're seeing out here. People just telling you to do it. Go on, you can do it. Go on. And they've never done it themselves. It's case studies, So we talked about that and actually saying to people, look, come on, guys, you can't look at social media. People are posting things, highlight reels of their life. I'm saying, oh, that person posted the baby sleeping. I thought babies sleep 24/7. No. No, that's not reality. Let's kind of be real. So there's come on, that one, we can't blame people. And I think deep down, the onus is on us. We can't blame people for the direction of our lives not going right. We can't. I think as you start maturing in life, you've got to realize you've got to take some responsibility yourself to go out and find information and find out the best way to do things. Like I just mentioned about the whole case study situation from learning from Harvard, where we had to review what's actually successful, or they brought in those people who've actually made it to demonstrate how it's done. And then the lecture will bring everything together and say, this is what we've worked out. It's not just about telling people this. No, it's actually based on that sort of teaching. So for me, in this situation, I'm like, okay, God, what do I do when I get something that I pray for? What do I do? How do I maintain this miracle? How can I actually make it grow and grow and grow and grow? How can I do better? How can I learn? What is it that I need to do to be able to operate in this area? For those people getting a job and stepping into leadership for the first time, you don't want to be a leader and manager and just ruin people's lives. And just not know, just because of the ego, I've got it, and then you just don't take the due diligence to know what it's like to be a manager, or to, you don't want to do things and ruin your lives and everyone else's lives and blah, blah, blah. So I remember I did ask my dad, I said, I talked about this, but I think, or maybe he just told us. But anyway, I learned this from my dad. He told me, no, I don't think I asked him. No, I asked him to pray for me about something. And he said to me, if I were you from now, you start praying to God for wisdom to know how to handle this. So for everything you're praying for, everything you're stepping into, you better ask God right now for wisdom and how to do it and how to be in it. Start reading up now. Don't wait till you get in there and start going, right, so how do I do this? No, start from now. Start asking questions. So I remember I spent the last 2 years coming out and really doing that, really praying and asking God, give me wisdom to know how to handle this thing. Give me wisdom, just like Solomon did. God gave me wisdom, and he had wisdom as a king to be able to do such amazing things. And God can reveal this wisdom in many different ways. Remember Solomon, this whole thing about Solomon happened in his dream. So let's not discount godly dreams. And many times I've asked God, show me things, tell me things, and he's littered it in the dreams to me, or in reality, or let me come across somebody to help. But in reality of life, so how do I deal with this? How do I handle this? How do I do this? God has really brought people into my life because I've been asking for wisdom, asking God, tell me, how do I put this into practice? How do I become this? How do I become a great mother? Give me the wisdom to know how to do it. And I advise anybody, whatever you're praying for, in the same breath, ask God for wisdom in how to manage that thing that you're praying for, especially when you're waiting on the Lord and travailing and crying and practically snotting out for all these things and saying, God, what do I do with this? I personally think the best thing is, God, is to pray that God to give us wisdom. Why is it important? I think we talked about it earlier, haven't we? That how actually it can be really... There are people out there who have received things and they've messed it all up. And I didn't want to mention names, biblical names, but let's go there. Let's mention some of these names. People who actually just messed up opportunities that they were given. And I'm going to say David, because David, I think he gets away with quite a bit of stuff just because he sings to the Lord God Almighty. You know how my love-hate relationship with, I don't hate, my love kind of relationship is with David. I think he's a great man of God, very prophetic, amazing. But this dude, he's so real. Okay, let's be honest, he's really, really real about stuff. But anyway, David becomes king now and he's done great things. And he gets in there and he starts doing really dodgy things. Like, it's just so like, David. I think the greatest one for me is when he... he's supposed to be at war and he's like, nah, I don't fancy going to war today. I mean, fair enough. You don't have to go to war if you don't fancy it. I mean, to be fair, you have killed a lion and a bear with your bare hands. So, I don't know, you don't need any more medals for whatever it is. And it's there in the scriptures, isn't it, that David, God couldn't even use him to build the temple because like, David, you've just shed too many blood, so let's just... Here. Anyway, so David gets in, he's king, and he uses his abuse of power to... there he is seeing lady in her house, having a shower, doing what she wants to do. And he's like, I want that one. Goes and gets her, has his way with her. Because from what I've understood with how life was back then, you couldn't say to the king, oh no, I don't fancy coming to your house today. No, I'm not going to do that. You had to kind of listen. They were that authoritative, especially if you watch history documentaries on how pharaohs and that were like. These were people like practically demigods. The people like really... really feared them, and you had to do what they said. So she probably just went, oh God, the king wants me and I don't want him, type thing. And David goes there and gets, he thought he sends her back to house thinking he's gotten away with it, and she's like, dude, I'm pregnant, and you is the father. I'm pregnant. And he's like, okay, I'll sort this one out. I'm just gonna kill your husband. Because I was just going to kill your husband. I don't know why he wasn't man enough. I mean, you can kill lions and bears and stuff. Why wasn't he man enough to go back? Look, do you know what? You're right. I've been really bad. I've been very bad. I have taken your wife for the night, and now he tried to set the dude up to make him sleep with his wife so it looked like it was him. He did so many conniving things. That's why I'm a bit like David. It's not just one thing or the other. He messed up. What could have made him use that thing? And sometimes it's the underlying things that we don't deal with that, make these characteristics come to light when you finally get it. So the people we were talking about earlier with the money situation, they were probably always greedy. They allowed the love of money to drive them to do crazy things. Like I'm telling you, there was some murders. Well, some of these people... Anyway, so it's these underlying things. And in the scriptures, I'm reading... I told you last week I'm reading Leviticus. And I've been learning a lot about pruning and just kind of really trying to be clean as much as we can inside, ask us to cleanse us and things like that, to deal with all these little things that are in our heart. God, search me, what's inside, what's going to come up and frustrate my life and people around me when you bless me. What is it? God, please deal with it. Help me to be more humble, to be more patient, to be more whatever. I'm working on these things and keep working on all these different characteristics that could potentially cause problems. And it's a very honest thing. And, I spent a while, because, I'll try and learn as much information as I can, doing personality tests myself and emotional stability tests to see if I really am emotionally stable and all these kind of things. I did it because I don't want to mess up, especially when you work with youths. I've worked in, I was a youth pastor for many years, and I just look at kids and I just thought, it's so sad how things can be if you don't deal with situations that rubs off on the kids, that affects people's lives, and this whole cycle continues. And it's a daily thing. I'll never get it 1000%, but I'm going to try as my best to do what I can to learn and ask God to deal with some of these characteristics inside of me that can potentially cause problems. Take away any love of money. I don't want to be stepping into wealth and then you start seeing me on social media doing mad things. No, God, Holy Spirit, you have to help my character. I cannot do those things. And you know, a lot of the times when we say these things or we pray and we say, God, we promise we'll do all these things. Well, some of us, we make all these pledges and we say, God, I will do this. I will thank you. I will do all this. I will do all those. I will do all these things. And sometimes some of us don't follow it through because of, oh, don't worry about it. You just kind of don't care anymore because you've got what you have. But I think there's something in staying in that moment when you get the news, rest in it, and forever being grateful and thanking God every single moment, being grateful, having a heart of gratitude. Remember when Jesus healed those lepers, especially now that I've really left Leviticus, I know what leprosy is all about and everything that we talked about. It's quite insulting that God healed 10 of them and only a couple of them came back and were like, thank you. No, we have to remain thankful, in my opinion. Ask for wisdom, but remain grateful. Because being grateful and being thankful, I think it does something inside. It really kind of humbles us and lets us remember where we were and how we can touch people's lives through what we've got. And I was reminding about Hannah when she gave birth to Samuel. So for those of you who don't know, there's a lady in the scriptures, name's called Hannah. She's been waiting for a child for so long, and she promised God, if you give me a child, I'll give him straight back to you. And she actually did. And that child ended up being one of the greatest prophets of all times. When you study scriptures or anything else, Samuel is probably the best example of what a prophet is and should be. She actually did that. And that really made me think, God, you know, all the pledges, all the things I say that I will do. Like, I'm going to thank you. I'm going to tell people about. Let's do all these things to remain in a place of humility and things like that. Anyway, that's it. That's what to talk about. I hope you've gained something. I hope you've learned something. We're going to wrap things up with a couple of tracks to close out the day, close off the show, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember, it's Road to 50. So what we're going to end with the new one from Steady, which is Abundance. And I hope that really takes you into your every day. Listen to this one every single morning if you ever feel like it's Abundance. And then we'll just wrap things up with quite a vibe from Venice with Good News. It's the 2004 remix. This is Steady with Abundance. I'll see y'all in the next show. Bye.
I made stupid choices. I made stupid choices. Got stupid prices. That's not where I live. Where I belong. So I'm gonna get out of bed, lift up my head, smile, 'cause even when I don't see it, even when I don't feel it, I'ma trust in you, God, put my trust in you. Hey. I believe in you, God, I believe, 'cause it's a move, it's a vibe, it's not enough. Give me you, more life, yeah, that's important to me. Open your eyes and see how beautiful life can be when you abide in me. Abundance. Open your eyes and see. Out of the abundance of my heart, let your grace flow, your patience. Yeah, that's the kind of love I'm on. 'Cause in life there are choices and compromises. I know where I live, where I belong. So I'm gonna get out of bed, lift up my head, smile, 'cause even when I don't see it, even when I don't feel it, I'ma trust in you, God, put my trust in you. Yeah. I believe. 'Cause it's the mood, it's the vibe, it's not enough. Give me you, more life, yeah, that's important to me. Open your eyes and see how beautiful life can be when you look right in me. So you'll understand all in its timing. So you'll understand all in its timing.
The Mary Moo Show on Ruach Radio.
Yeah, you came back, you fell. Sin got you aching to no prevail. Jesue is what I spell. Fat wallet, he paid our debt with nails. Out of pocket devil, been talking hell. Been needing a P31, not just a bell. Made it all the way to here. JC, love, no one compare. Rich in heaven, don't need in the world. 24/7, shining like a pearl. God fearing, I told her she my girl. Oh, you like that? 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 Oh, oh, you like that? Oh. Pretty good news, 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 pretty good news. 2024 music. Oh, yeah. Oh, pretty good news. I'm casting out Lucy, son. I love the demons, they been hating on me cause I'm a Sunday John. Had to fall back with my last girl cause she was unyoked and I waste my time. And I know when God run the world, they will bring praises right to the sun. Saying you gotta be canceled, make me feel some type of way. And Jesus can't be canceled cause you feel some type of way. I'm in the lane, handle it. I'ma keep killing these demons from Monday to Sunday. I'm finna take over my king, it's just like a runway. Yeah, busting and praying, I'm holding my stomach, I'm hungry. I'm cooking up like Monte, spirit, I'm made. And I'm tryna bear the fruit, I'm sipping on OJ. Whole lot of Bibles, I'm tryna rotate. 2-4 is my year, got me feeling like Kobe. RP, y'all bullets, they strapped up, don't try it. Walking to the party and these verses get them flying. Oh, you like that? What you say, God? Oh, you like that? Pretty good news, pretty good news, pretty good news, whoa, pretty good news, pretty good news.